Yet once more, O ye laurels, and once more, ye myrtles brown with ivy never seared, I come to pluck your berries harsh and crude, and with forced fingers rude, shatter your leaves before the mellowing year. Bitter constraint and sad occasion dear compels me to disturb your seasoned dew. For Lycidas is dead, dead ere his prime, young Lycidas, and hath not left his peer. Who would not sing for Lycidas? He well knew himself to sing, and build the lofty rhyme. He must not float upon his wintry bear, and wipe a welter to the parching wind, without the beat of some melodious tune. Begin then, sisters of the sacred love, that from beneath the seat of Jove doth spring. Begin and somewhat loudly sweep the string. Hence with denial, pain, and coy excuse, so may some gentle muse, with lucky words, favor my destined urn, as he passes turn, and bid fair peace to my sable shroud. For we were nursed upon the self-same hill, fed the same flock by fountain, shade, and rill. Together both ere the high lawns appeared, under the opening eyelids of the morn, we drove afield, and both together heard what time the greyfly winds her sultry horn, fattening her flocks with the fresh dews of night, off till the star that rose at evening bright toward heaven's descent and sloped his western wheel. Meanwhile the rural deities were not mute, tempered to the oaten flute, rough satyrs dance, and fawns with cloven heel from the glad sound would not be absent long, and old Demades loved to hear our song. But oh, the heavy change, now thou art gone, now thou art gone, and never must return. Thee shepherd, thee the woods and desert caves, with wild thyme and gadding vine o'ergrown, and all their echoes mourn. The willows and the hazel copses green shall now no more be seen, fanning their joyous leaves to thy soft lays, as killing as the canker to the rose, or taintworm to the weanling herds that graze, or frost to flowers that their gay wardrop wear, when the first the light thorn blows, such Lycidas thy loss to shepherd's ear. Where were ye, nymphs, when the remorseless deep closed o'er the head of your loved Lycidas? For neither were ye playing on the steep where your old bards, the famous druids, lie, nor on the shaggy top of Mona high, nor yet where Deva spreads her wizard stream. Ay me, I fondly dream. Had ye been there, for what could that have done? What could the muse herself that Orpheus bore, the muse herself for her enchanting son, whom universal nature did lament, when by the rout that made the hideous roar, his gory visage down the stream was sent, down the swift Hebrus to the Lesbian shore. Alas, what boots it, with incessant care, to tend the homely slighted shepherd's trade, and strictly meditate the thankless muse, were it not better done as others use, to sport with Amaryllis in the shade, or with the tangles of Nereus' hair. Fame is the spur that the clear spirit doth raise, that last infirmity of noble mind, to scorn delights and live laborious days, with the fair guerdon when we hope to find, and think to burst out into sudden blaze, comes the blind fury with the abhorred shears, and slits the thin-spun life, but not the praise. Phoebus replied, and touched my trembling ears, Fame is no plant that grows on mortar soil, nor in the glistering foil, set off to the world, not in broad rumor lies, but lives and spreads aloft by those pure eyes, and private witness of all judging Jove, as he pronounces lastly on each deed of so much fame in heaven expect thy meed. O fountain Erytheus, and thou honored flood, smooth-sliding Lycidas, crowned with vocal reeds, that strain I heard was of a higher mood, but now my oath proceeds, and listens to the herald of the sea, that came in Neptune's plea. He asked the waves and asked the sullen winds, what hard mishap hath doomed this gentle swain, and questioned every gust of rugged wind, that blows from far off each beak promontory. They knew not of his story, and sage Hippotades their answer brings, that not a blast was from his dungeon strayed. The air was calm, and on the level brine Sleek Kenobi with all her sisters played. It was that fatal and perfidious bark, built in the eclipse and rigged with curses dark, that sunk so low that sacred head of thine. Next came his reverend sire, with footing slow, his mantle hairy and his bonnet sedge, and wrought with figures dim and on the edge, like to that sanguine flower inscribed with woe. Ah, who hath reft, quoth he, my dearest pledge. Last came and last to go, the pilot of the Galilean lake. 2 masted keys he bore of metals twain, the golden opes, the iron sheds amain. He shook his mitred locks, and stern bespake, how well could I have spared for thee, young swain? And now, if such as for their belly's sake creep and intrude and climb into the fold, of other care they little reckoning make, than how to scramble at the shearer's feast, and shove away the worthy bidden guest. Blind mouths, that scarce themselves know how to hold a sheep-hook, or have learned aught else the least, that to the faithful herdman's art belongs, but recks it them. What need they? They are sped, and when they list their lean and flashy songs, grate on their scrannel pipes of wretched straw, the hungry sheep looks up, and are not fed, but swollen with wind, and the rank mist they draw, wrought inwardly and foul contagion spread, besides what the grim wolf with privy paw daily devours apace, and little said, but that 2-handed engine at the door stands ready to smite once, and smite no more. Return, Alpheus, the dread voice is past, that shrunk thy streams. Return, Sicilian muse, and call the vales and bid them hither cast their bells and lords of 1,000 hues, ye valleys low, where the mild whispers use of shades and wanton winds and gushing brooks, on whose fresh lap the swart star sparely looks. Throw hither all your quaint enamelled eyes, that on the green turf suck the honeyed showers, and purple all the ground with fertile flowers. Bring the wreathed primrose that forsaken dies, the tufted croto and pale jessamine, the white pink and pansy freaked with jeet, the glowing violet, the musk rose, and the well-attired woodbine, with cowslips wan that hang the pensive head. And every flower that sad embroidery wears, bid Amaranthus all his beauty shed, and daffodillies fill their cups with tears, to strew the laureate hearse where the Cid lies. For so to interpose a little ease, let our frail thoughts dally with false surmise. I mean, whilst the shores and sounding seas wash far away, where'er thy bones are hurled, whether beyond the stormy Hebrides, where thou perhaps under the whelming tide visits the bottom of the monstrous world, or whether thou to our moist vows denied sleeps by the fable of elders old, where the great vision of the garden mount looks towards Namacos and Bayona's hold. Look homeward, angel, now, and melt with ruth, and O ye dolphins, waft with the hapless youth. Weep no more, woeful shepherds, weep no more, for Lycidas your sorrow is not dead. Sunk though he be beneath the watery floor, so sinks the day-star in the ocean bed. And yet anon repairs his drooping head, and tricks his beams, and with new-spangled ore flames in the forehead of the morning sky. So Lycidas sunk low, but mounted high, through the dear might of him that walks the waves, where other groves and other streams along, with nectar pure his oozy locks he laves, and hears the unexpressive nuptial song, in the blessed kingdoms meek of joy and love. There entertain him all the saints above, in solemn troops and sweet societies, that sing and singing in their glory move, and wipe the tears forever from his eyes. Now Lycidas, the shepherds weep no more, and henceforth thou art the genius of the shore, in thy large recompense, and shalt be good to all that wander in that perilous flood. Thus sang the uncaught swain to the oaks and rills, while the still morn went out with sandals gray. He touched the tender stops of various quills, with eager thought warbling his Doric lay. And now the sun had stretched out all the hills, and now was dropped into the western bay. At last he rose and twitched his mantle blue, tomorrow to fresh woods and pastures new.